Hi everybody, I'm back again. I thought I would show you a couple of things that I'm trying. Let's see if I can get this into focus here. Here we go. Trying to shoot this video with my iPad on a stand, so I'm trying to get away from using my phone. What I'm showing you here is a foundry figure, 28 millimeter, obviously. It's the War of Spanish Succession command line, I think. But what I wanted to talk about was the priming that I had done for this. I saw on Vermilion Hugh's YouTube video that he primed this kind of black and white sketch. So the idea behind it is to prime the figure black and just use a spray can of black, allow it to dry for a few minutes, and then you overspray it with white, so you kind of get this black and white hue to it. But what's nice, and you can see here, is that when you just do the overspray, anything that is shadow remains black. And anything else then becomes a potential highlight for however you're going to paint it. Now he uses a neoclassical oil paint style, so he's using a very limited palette and everything else in his. That's the way he was painting. But I really thought this was an interesting idea for priming, so I thought I'd give it a shot. So I primed this figure, and obviously I've started to paint. I put an acrylic coat down for the flesh tone on this figure. Doing the same thing with this. Let's see if I can get it in the shot here. And again, you can see where it's showing up for all of the shadows for the black primer. And I just thought that was a really neat idea. So again, I'm kind of learning new things, new tricks, so I'm trying things out. This is one of the Perry miniatures from their AWI box set. You'll notice that this one didn't take to having there's not enough recesses, I guess, on this figure is what I'm saying. So you don't get all of those shadows. Well, there are some, there's not a lot. But we'll see how that works anyway. Here's another foundry figure. It's a Renaissance figure, so I'm going to try painting this using the same style. And again, I'm going to try to do as much of it in oil paints as possible. The flesh has been done. And then, just for a lark, I decided to try it on my 10 millimeter. And you'll notice, especially down in here, all of the pants and everything and into the deep recesses are shadow. The rest of it has all been highlighted with white. And I kind of like this because with the smaller figures, it's automatically shadowing it for you, but it doesn't obscure the detail. Like sometimes, like when I paint 6 millimeter figures and you see people priming them in black, I can't see the detail unless I do like a dry brush of white over it that makes it pop. Here, this kind of does it. I guess in some senses it's the same kind of step, but this is much more even. Gives it a little slight grayish tint to it. And you can see I started painting the flesh on these. So I've got a few projects going at the same time. I wanted to show you one other figure that I painted. And this has been my oil paint test figure. So I'm not entirely sure where I got this one. I think this is also a foundry figure. I had started it in acrylic. I primed the entire thing black, and then I was like, well, okay, let's just practice painting 28 millimeter figures, since I normally do 10s and 6s. I painted the hair and the flesh in acrylic. Then when I decided to try to do some oil painting, or using oils to paint, I said, well, let's just try this. It's prime black. It's prime black, so let's see what happens. So with this figure, I attempted several different types of oil painting techniques. The uniform, his coat, was based in a dark green. And then I took some lighter green. I mixed my own greens, lightened them up a little bit using grays, and then a little bit of white. And I essentially went over it as a glaze. Yellow ochre was pretty much straight out of the tube. A little bit of red up here. I did the same thing with the glaze as well. There are two things that I'm not happy with, and I haven't quite figured out how to get around it yet. One is the sword itself. Too shiny for my tastes. I don't like the silver color that's on here. And I really didn't realize how it was going to come out until after I had applied it. And then the other thing that I don't like is the white. I have to come up with a better technique for painting white like this. And you can see it's still a little bit shiny because I had finished this up yesterday. So it's still drying. But there's the rest of the figure. So I just thought I'd show you this, and hopefully all of this is in focus, and this is all going to work on my iPad instead of just my phone. So I just thought I'd give you guys a little taste of what I've been working on and some of the things, the trial and error I've been going through. So hopefully if somebody decides to try this, they might come away with some things not to do. Hopefully I'm making all the mistakes for them so that, save somebody some trouble. So that's what I've been doing for the last few days. You saw my video yesterday if you've been watching. Thank you everybody who's commented on it and subscribed and liked my videos. That to me has been wonderful that people are actually out there looking at this stuff. So thank you. Everybody have a great weekend and wish you all well. Bye.